This week on the Spotlight, we analyze the Bears, who got off to a good start against the Green Bay Packers. And the crew at Jack's Bar in Lansing seemed to be in a good mood. And we go to the Bulls, and we talk to their spiritual leader. You might not know this man, but you will. And then we go to 44th and Wallace, and more trivia from Kelly's this week. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. From wherever Chicago sports teams are making news, it's the 25th year of the Sports Spotlight. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You've got to get to Jack Desmond's Irish Pub for Benkowski Trivia. Wednesday, December 26th at 7:30 p.m., conveniently located at 10339 South Ridgeland. You know they have $10 domestic buckets on Wednesday, so be a part of that. Jack Desmond's on Ridgeland for my trivia. Want to get a haircut from a great hairstylist? Call mine, Rose Murillo, 312-726-2201. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Time to get to Tanks, a very fun bar at 124th and Western. They got the outdoor beer garden going strong in this beautiful weather. Beanbag games. They're open Monday through Friday at 10 a.m., Saturday and Sunday at noon. You can watch the Sox, you can watch the Cubs, your favorite NFL games, daily specials. Tanks, 124th and Western.
Hi, my name is Rose, and I've been a skilled hairstylist for over 10 years. I specialize in men's haircuts and in corrective color. Come visit me at Salon 203 at 203 North LaSalle, 312-726-2201. And while you're at it, come in and get a shoe shine and a shave. It's a great place where a man can be a man.
Las Fuentes, great Mexican cuisine at 115th and Pulaski. They have a great bar, wonderful drinks, and I'll be back on Sunday, October 7th during the Bears game, shooting video. You can be there too and join us at Las Fuentes, 115th and Pulaski. Great place. One of the good things of the first quarter of the Bears game was a spark from Devin Hester, who goes 20-plus on that return, but it would be scoreless after 1. So far, so good. The Bears haven't fallen behind, and we have customers in the Witness Protection Program, so we're just going to show Lindsay be her beautiful self while we talk to the men's. All right, tell us your fake name and what you think of the game so far.
Fake name? It's Doug Heffernan, and what do I think of the game so far? I thought the Bears would have been losing by like 10 points already.
So you're satisfied with the defensive start and just not trailing?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and what do you think they need to do offensively to get on the board?
Well, I mean, they started with the run, and the run was working, and then they started passing, and then it stalled. So I think they should go back to the run.
Okay, and tell us who's besides Doug Heffernan, who's here, and what you think of what's going on here.
This is Gil. I think they look good. They look good. They're not giving up the big play, which is great. They're not letting Rodgers throw it up and down the field on him and sacking him. So,
yeah, that's good. And what do you like about Jack's Bar?
I like it. It's a nice place. You know, good people, good food, good beer. You know.
All right. I don't mean to be distracted, but we're watching Lindsay here, as everybody in TV land is. You know, what you guys say is nice, but really it's not even that important.
Yeah, right. Appreciate it.
The Bears were up 7-0, but Green Bay came back with 2 touchdowns. A defender's got to look back at some point. You bat that ball away. 14-7 Green Bay after 2 quarters. So that quarter didn't end the way we wanted it to, but at least the Bears got on the board. They're alive, and they're not getting their asses kicked. Tell everybody in TV land who you are and why you like Jack's Bar.
I'm Pat Patterson. Everybody knows me. I know everybody here. I think it's a great place. I don't know what else you want me to tell you, Pat. What?
Well, you maybe urge people to play trivia on Tuesday night and tell them some of the highlights of that game.
Trivia is fun. I think it brings in a lot of revenue over here. Everybody seems to enjoy it. I normally miss all the answers to the questions because of the questions you always give me the hard ones.
Nothing personal. It's the luck of the draw. If I had asked you who was the Blackhawks' leading scorer in the 2009-2010 season when they won the Stanley Cup, I bet you'd know. Because he
could Jonathan Toews.
Really? Because I was just about to give you the clue. He shares a first name with us.
All right, Patrick Kane then. But
you miss the hockey, don't you?
The lockout is bad. It's always hurtful. But I'm also working on a team. To anybody out there that knows how to play hockey and has hockey pads, I'm trying to start a team here called the Jacks Attacks. And if you're interested, then come out.
All right. So call the bar, and we'll get you details on that. And who knows? Do you know what your rink would be?
Probably Southwest Ice Arena.
Crestwood, Illinois. Many a pro has learned their early days there, including the former Blackhawk Chris Chelios.
Very good. Yes. Yeah. Well, there you go with your trivia again. You beat me again.
Well, I'm not trying to beat you. Just happen to know the dude. All right, more coming up in the third quarter. More good stuff, I hope. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. You've got to get to Riley's Trick Shop. They have football strip cards, Santa suits. You got to think about that. 6442 West 111th Street in Worth. You can give them a call to find out about their selection at 708-448-0075. T-shirts, too, at Riley's Trick Shop. McKell's Inn, where good friends meet for a cool one. 3259 West 111th Street, just west of Kedzie. Tuesdays and Thursdays, they have $1.50 domestic bottles, $4 Guinness every day. Great people, great staff, and trivia switches to Monday nights starting January 14th. You don't want to miss that. At McKell's Inn, 3259 West 111th Street in Mount Greenwood. Bring your car to Quick Stop Muffler and Brake at 95th and Pulaski, and they'll fix it right. They also do shocks and struts, free estimates. Call them at 708-423-3700. They're very thorough in their work, and they have very competitive pricing. Quick Stop Muffler and Brake, 95th and Pulaski. After the Pack made it 21-7, Alshon Jeffrey appeared to have a touchdown, but they called him for pushing off. It was mutual contact, I thought, and that happened later in the game, too. It was 21-10 Green Bay after 3 quarters of play. So the field goal by Olindo Mare is not what the Bears needed at that point. 21-10, still needing a couple of scores, but we'll go from there. Anyway, let's get happy by looking at food. This is the food spread and some wonderful sausage that I've tasted today. It makes everybody happy. Got some peppers cooked in there. Mike's doing a great job in the back. And then you go over to bucket number 2, so to speak, and you find the mustaccioli. Oh, it's delicious and tomato saucy and really good. I had some of that too. And I've yet to try, but I'm getting ready for some chicken and gravy. And that's part of the fine offerings today as part of the Bears meal. Now, as far as the game is going, 2 scores are needed. The easiest formula, if you call it easy, and I don't, keeping the Packers off the scoreboard, getting a field goal, getting a touchdown, and the 2-point conversion to force overtime. That would be the best scenario I think the Bears could ask for. Let's go see if they can get the job done. The Bears tried to rally and be opportunistic when Green Bay made a ridiculous decision on a kickoff play, and I still can't believe they did this, and missed the ball. And the Bears got an opportunity when they recovered, but it wouldn't go the Bears' way, as we'll show you. Desperation fourth down play for Cutler and company, and they throw it, and that's the result, and the Bears lose the game. So the Bears had multiple chances, a great start, but a bad finish. They cannot win the division. We're going to talk to some fans here at Jack's and see what they think. That fourth quarter was kind of frustrating. Tell everybody who you are and what you think.
My name is Gil Hernandez. Horrible fourth quarter. They started good running the ball. Cutler's just not the guy for them. I thought he was. He's bad under pressure. Offensive line's bad. The only good thing that came out of this game today is Lovie Baker is going to be gone by the end of the season. Hopefully Bill Cowher will be our head coach next year.
Are you calling him Lovie Baker in a disrespect or something?
Oh, bad, because you know what? He kind of talks like Dusty Baker when he's with the Cubs. It's brutal. I'm mad. Really mad.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
I think the play calling is a great problem with the Bears, and I wish that Cutler could call more of his own plays. What do you think of that?
Yeah, you know what? He should be able to, you know what? But, you know what? Tice was an offensive line coach. He's not an offensive coordinator.
He's in over his head.
Oh, way over his head. Way over his head.
What do you think of the defense today?
You know what? They did okay. They did good. You know, I mean, Cutler put him in a bad position. He threw that pick.
Yeah, really, the defense is only responsible for 14 points. You hold Green Bay to 14, that's not a bad job.
Oh, no, not at all. Like, when the first time they played him, they held them to some points. We got screwed on the whatchamacallit. When we played them the first time, that
trick play?
The trick play, yeah, the fake field goal. You know, but, you know what? Officiating was bad, too. Elson Jeffrey, he got cheap calls against him. Those are some cheap calls. And then the cheap call against Peppers, when he the late hit, if they would have called that late hit on him, it'd have been 3 and out, and we would have had the ball with more time. But they had a first down, and they were able to chew up more time on the clock.
When you don't have the reputation, you don't get the calls.
No, you don't. Well, he should. He's Peppers. I mean, come on. He's had a good career.
Yeah.
He's had a good career.
No, you're right.
You know.
I guess I meant as a team.
Yeah, I hear you. It's just frustrating as a Bears fan to get beat twice by the Packers this year.
But the good news is you get to be at Jack's, and
exactly.
You like this place.
Yeah, I like this place. I like it a lot. It'd been a lot better if the Bears won, but hey, you know, I don't know.
Don't go home and beat the dog, right?
No, I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
All right, so on behalf of everybody here at Jack's, come back. We'll have our regular season finale video shoot on December 30th, the Bears' last regular season game. They'll still have a shot at the playoffs. 10-6 will probably get them in. You don't even want to talk about that. Well, I'm telling these guys.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm a real.
Some people don't think 10-6 can happen.
I'm like a Christmas present. That's a wrap.
Well, I'm not. I don't know. Arizona doesn't scare me, and I think they can beat the Lions. So that's why I'm saying that. Anyway, we'll have more of the spotlight. All kinds of different opinions right after these messages. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Little Frank's Pizzeria and Bar. Thursday, $1.50 Miller Old Style. And of course, my trivia games alternate Thursdays. The next one, December 20th at 8 p.m. You know they have $12 large pizza and pitcher all day, every day? Easy to reach at 79th and Narragansett. Check out Little Frank's. You'll be glad you did. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. We're back on the spotlight, and we're talking Bulls and something that I experienced back in the 90s across the street, but will go on forever. The Chicago Bulls have always been very cool about the whole scenario with players and what they like to do before games. And one of the things they like to do is have prayer. And so the Bulls Chapel has been in effect for as long as I can remember. This is going back into the 70s. I'm not going to pick a particular year. Reverend Scott Bradley is with us. He's going to tell us when he started, and I believe it was across the street as well. And you've seen a lot of amazing things over the years, haven't you?
Well, in 30 years. This actually makes my 30th year as Chicago Bulls chaplain. So I actually started the year before Michael Jordan.
Wow.
So I saw the entire cycle of when they were really bad, when they were really good, when the cycle turned around again. But over the years, I've had a lot of interesting experiences, a lot of things that I was able to share with many of the players that came through that time, some for long periods of time, some for short periods of time. Got to know a lot of the players, a lot of the players' families. And it's always been my purpose to be a minister of the gospel, to share the gospel with them, even though these young men, in many cases, are coming into fame, fortune, even experienced that in college, but now they're coming into fame, fortune, along with the money. But I've always tried to minister to them as young men that need the gospel of Christ, and that's always been my purpose.
Well, yeah, and we'll get into some of the particulars of how you could still have some troubles in your life, you know, with all the riches of the paper. But across the street, now certainly we're enjoying, by the way, the Blackhawks Players Lounge, which is an interesting change here and the most spacious scenario you've had to date.
Exactly right. When we were across the street, I always like to refer to everything as being in the basement because everything was downstairs, including the locker rooms. And we were in a little small room, which when I first started wasn't really used for a lot until eventually they used that for the mascots' locker room. Sometimes they used it for the officials who was working the game that night, depending upon the space. And as the momentum of the team began to increase, as the popularity of the team began to increase, of course, a lot of these rooms and spaces were now being occupied by other things. But our room was very small. And what's interesting about that, particularly during the championship runs, is that of the 12 players on the team, I had up to 8 guys at a time in chapel with the Bulls along with members of the visiting team. So it would get kind of congested in there. One of my favorite scenarios of that, one of my favorite comparisons, I don't know if you ever seen the Marx Brothers, where they were all jammed in one particular room.
I've seen the Marx Brothers.
Yeah, well, there's a scene where they were all in one particular room, and when Mark DuPont opened the door, everybody fell out. And that's kind of what I thought about when I thought about how sometime we'd be jammed in that room. I said, if somebody opens this door, they'll just go rolling out, But we would have some good sessions in that room, and, we would share the gospel with them, and they would some sit, some stand, but they always seemed to enjoy what we would present to them during those times.
Yeah, well, I remember that room being real tiny. Benny the Bull take that sweaty head off. Sometimes the Lovables cheerleaders would come in and be touching up their makeup. It was kind of circusy in that room, but it never seemed like you or Reverend Souls, who was back there back in the day, that you guys never seemed to waver. All the things are going on around you, but you would stay with your message. And another thing that I also enjoyed was that you would ask any particular prayer requests. And a lot of the players would have really, sometimes surprising things. And we certainly don't have to identify the players and their traumas, but, talk a little bit about the players who were having issues and, came up and said, can you pray on this for me?
Well, actually, we still do that, open up prayer requests. I think of a couple of outstanding incidents that happened. One particular fella, he was really troubled because of his family situation with his brother. His brother had been in and out of prison, things of that nature, and it was really stressing his mother. And I remember, we only have so much time to do chapel, and we like to get the players back. I never want to be accused of holding them longer than we should, and so, of course, we want to get them back in time. But this particular fellow was determined to stay and talk with us and really wanted us to pray and minister to him. And I was conscious at the time. I said, I think you have to get back. He said, don't worry about it. Pray for me. And we prayed with him and encouraged him during that situation. Other times we've had requests that surprisingly enough, I guess people wouldn't realize are probably common among most people. Prayer for family, prayer for marriage issues, prayer for, like I say, loved ones that are happening, and even some of the other issues that they're dealing with, personal issues, things that they're struggling with, things they're struggling emotionally with, physically with, things that they're struggling with, sometimes even financially. But they generally are very sincere when they ask us to pray, and of course we like to keep those things in confidence, and we do pray about those things. And it's interesting because a lot of times the Lord answers their prayer, and when they come back, particularly visiting players, when they come back to town and say, hey, you remember you prayed for me? Well, the Lord worked it out. And it always gives me a good warm feeling and a rewarding feeling to know that the Lord has honored our prayers and has answered on their behalf.
Well, I know some of the players that I've met in chapel, visiting players. I found it really compelling and sometimes surprising at the magnitude and stature of the players. You know, and maybe you could run down some of the people, just a quick microcosm of some of the players who came your way.
Well, I always remember the championship years, the first championship years, particularly in the early 90s. To be honest,
and we're going to have more of Reverend Scott Bradley next week, and he'll tell you about those championship years. Right now, we go to break. We'll be back.
I eat on the pasta twice just...
Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria at Grand and Racine is the place to go before United Center Pavilion, Bulls, Hawks, Cubs, and Sox too. Dine in or carry out with great family recipes, including homemade pastas, steaks, seafood, a great fun bar area. Meet people. Have a tremendous time. At Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria, Grand and Racine, you'll find a great variety of foods for you to enjoy at Salerno's.
Angela.
You've got to get to George's Sports Bar, 5407 West 95th Street. Buck Bottles, Tuesday and Thursday. $1.50 domestic bottles, Sunday and Wednesday. DJ on Friday. Golden Tea. And the NFL ticket on Sundays with multiple games. George's Sports Bar, 5407 West 95th. Swanson's Deli, Beverly Ritz Catering. Homemade soups and salads, fresh sandwiches, eat in or take out. Daily specials for lunch or dinner, and home of the famous cheese ball at 2414 West 103rd Street at Western. You've got to get there, and their catering serves any size. Swanson's Deli, Beverly Ritz Catering, 2414 West 103rd Street at Western in Chicago. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. I'll be back there on December 10th at 7 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place. So the chili dogs need a little boost. That's a weird situation. So chili, here's what we got. Big Money TV, Gold Glove, Silver Slugger, Songs from Movies, and the chili dogs are selecting.
Songs for movies.
Songs for movies. I may serenade you. Oh, no, I don't. I'm going to just say the words. In Back to the Future, there was a Chuck Berry song, Deep Down in Louisiana. What was the name of it? Johnny Be Good. Johnny Be Good is right. And so that's 100, bringing the dogs to 240. All right, you're within 2 of the lead. The North Face is up. North Face, baseball, TV, or songs for movies? Okay. The adult cast members of Modern Family just got a raise. They make now how much per episode? Within $25,000 per episode. Remember, it's a massive cast, so they can't be paying no $500,000. 5 seconds. 75 is too low. So we go to Maflengos. You know the Maflengos. They're right over here. Within 25. 5 seconds. 125 is too low. We go to Cheese Dogs over by there. 175 per adult, plus the kids. That's a multi-million-dollar payroll. And Cheese to 390, close to the lead. Team Cobblestone, to your immediate right. TV, songs from movies, baseball. Movies. Here we go. In 1969, in the movie Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, who sang "Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head"? But that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me. Who sang that? 5 seconds. Going. They're going to throw the ball. All right, Team Cobblestone, let's get that organized. It's good. B.J. Thomas. And so Team Cobblestone gets 120 for that, bringing them to 330. Chili Dogs are up. Chili? Music from movies. Ladies only, largest tattoo. No tattoo? North Face. All right, just show me any kind of tattoo. All right, let's get that on camera. Very nice, and you win the points. Perfect. All right, so that's a 140. North Face to 440, and the lead in the game. Maflengos are up. This is music from movies. 1961, three-word film contained a line like this. Two drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. Name in the film. 5 seconds. Throwing it. So it's a Maflengo Tro. All right, here we go. Drum roll, ladies and gentlemen. Oh! It didn't go. So we go to Cheese Dogs over there. They're throwing it. Cheese Dogs using up a throw for this. They didn't have to say breakfast at Tiffany's. It's a 160, cheese to 550 in the lead, and we're starting to run low on questions. Team Cobblestone, to your immediate right, TV viewers. What do you want to do, Team Cobblers?
Movies.
Music from movies, here we go. In the 1969 X-rated classic Midnight Cowboy, who sang "Everybody's Talking at You, I don't hear a word they're saying"?
Harry Nielsen.
Harry Nielsen is correct. And that is a fantastic answer, and that'll complete this segment of our show. We'll see you with more next week on The Spotlight. This week's show has been brought to you by the Lansing Floral Shop. Call for your flowers at 708-474-1212. Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. In-print graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch, very competitive pricing, 708-396-1010.